Hey everybody, JD here, and I want to talk about FanInteract today and what I've been building. So FanInteract is a way for DJs to do interactions with their video screens and video walls. So let's say I really designed it for DJs in general to make it easier for them to collect data, for you guys to provide value to places like bars, sports bars, and even weddings. And we'll talk about different ways to application. What FanInteract will do, it's a trivia system, so you can build trivia games and have people interact with the wall. It will run what I call a fan zone, which will allow people to put their selfies up on a screen. It will run, right now, poll. You can poll your audience, and it will also allow you to do what I call a prize wheel, and we'll talk about all these things today. And different ways you can use them. So this might be a long video. I'll put it up on YouTube, and hopefully we'll get some running of this concept of it. So first thing you see on the screen here is right here is the FanInteract, FanInteract.com. So you can find out all about us and what it does, but we're going to kind of walk through some of this today. So I'm going to log in here. We're going to log in, and we'll go here. Okay, so when you log in, it will ask you to build an account. It will take you to be able to pay for your account. It's $30 a month for your subscription. And basically, right now, what this does is this will take you to your host dashboard, and you can see your host dashboard right here. I've already built a trivia game, but let's delete this. Okay, let's delete the trivia game, and you can see there the other screen went, and so we're gonna come up over here and delete this. We'll go close that window. So we'll actually we'll delete this, remove, and let's let's actually add a screen capture here. Screen capture, okay. Now we're gonna go here and hit here and here. Okay, so we're ready to go. So let's first do, I don't want to shrink this down some. Well, shrink this down some. There we go. Just kind of getting things a little organized here. So what, sorry, I'm getting messages all at the same time here. Okay. So let's see. So let's say we want to run a trivia game. So we're going to come over here, we're going to click New Trivia Game. And let's say what we want the trivia game name to be, what people will see up on the wall. So let's say we're going to do 90s movies, right? And let's say we want this to be our primary template for our trivia games. So this is how we want all of our trivia games to run. It don't matter. We can always change the public name. But let's say this is our primary template for our trivia game. And let's say we want just one round. Why you would need more rounds, I don't know, because you probably would want to change categories, but maybe you want more than one round. So we're going to select more than one round. Let's come up over here and let's make this a little bigger so people can see what's going on. So you have your public name. You have, so we're going to do 90s movies. We're going to call it in our private name, but it will show up as our card on our wall, what the primary template name is. So it's primary template. That's what our name is. We're going to do one round. And let's say we're going to do, it's going to be 90s. Oops, 90s. Actually, let's get very specific. 1990s movies. We'll do just 10 questions. Now, difficulty level is not the difficulty of the reading level, but the difficulty of the movie itself. So if you think you got a room full of experts, you can put this on PhD level, and the drop downs will show. You'll be able to click this and drop down show. But right now we'll just keep it on a high school level, and we'll have AI now generate the trivia. So it will take a few moments here for AI to generate the trivia. You can see, so now it's generating the trivia questions. And the harder you make it, the longer it takes to make the question. So this is something you might want to do before you get before you show up to the venue or wherever you're doing this for. You can use this at weddings. So let's say you want to have something going. Let's say you want to build questions, and you can build your own questions too. But let's say you have a form to fill out for your wedding clients, and 25 questions all about them, and they can make it as difficult. And then you could actually go into questions, and you could add and import your own questions. You could you could click add and build your own questions, and build 25 of your own questions all about the bride and groom, and then make that about them. So something neat for you to do for weddings. And then on your video screens, people will play the trivia. So here's where it gets really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into options. What options are is how you want this to look. So once again, we have our public name, we have our private name, and we have our gradient background. So we can choose a gradient. Let's say we want to change our colors to be like this, and let's say we want purple instead. I mean, really, whatever you. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen there. Whatever you want to do. Let's say we want to move the gradient around. Oops. Go over here. Sorry, I keep doing it on my screen. So you can move your gradient around where you want it. Okay, let's do background. Let's dim it just a little bit or brighten it up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to save it. So now you can see it changed on the card itself, and what you want to do. So now we're going to set up our game. So we're going to click on now question timer. How long do you want people to be able to answer the questions? You can do 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 12 seconds, 10 seconds. It's just a drop down. You can't see the click of the drop down right now. So I'm going to put it on 15 seconds. Lobby countdown. How long you want people to be able to sit in the lobby and before the game starts. So if you could set this, we'll set it for 10 seconds right now, but you could set this all the way up to 35, an hour away if you want people to wait an hour to get into your game. So it's just a matter of what you want to pick in the drop down and that. So you can put this on auto mode, which is what I typically use, or you can put it on manual mode, which means you can use your phone to manually advance each stage of the trivia game. So let's say you're up there hosting the game. Let's say you're at a wedding and you're hosting the game, and you want to be able to just advance through each point. You just load the app. It's not even an app. You go to the website on your phone, and on the dashboard card here, if we go back home, you see this down here next. That button lights up when it's in manual mode, and then you click through each section of the game as you're announcing. So you just keep your phone in your hand, you're talking, doing whatever you do, doing all your announcing stuff, hit next, and then the question will appear, and then there's no timer, so then you kind of, okay, here we go, hit next, and then the answer section comes up, hit next again, and the leaderboard comes up, you hit next again, next question appears, so on and so forth. That way you can manually trigger each section of that. Okay, so auto, you just autoplay, and then it kind of runs itself. Flat scoring points. So let's say you want every question to have an equal number of points. This is more for like little kids, or you're at an event where you don't want people to feel like they lost or something like that. You can go flat. You can just make every answer worth. If they get it correct, it's basically yes or no. Did you get it correct or not? Yes, no. You can do speed-based answers, which is what I like to run. Sorry, apologize. Which is what I like to run. Speed-based means the faster that you answer the question, the more points you get. You can require a selfie on upload, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. On or off on that. I typically like it on because, as Dale Carnegie said, there's two things people like to hear and see the most. That's their name and their face. So people love hearing their name. They love seeing their face. No matter who says they do or don't, it's just a fact of life. Ads bar. So let's say you want to put ads at the bottom of your answer screen on the phone. You can see that, and basically it runs off what's called the ad injector. So you can come up here to open Ad Manager, and you can kind of see what I've got going here. So I can turn on my ad enabler on, so what's going to happen is every question that happens, you can put an ad on there. But for weddings, let's say you wanted to, so a little bit of pre-work here, you get all their engagement photos. And so and down here, you just upload all their engagement photos into here. And then as the questions are showing up on the screen, you can there's their engagement photos at the bottom of the screen on the phones, because what will happen is people will scan the QR code, they'll sign up for the trivia will start, and then their answer and the questions and timer and everything will show up on their phone, and then they can answer the questions A, B, C, D on their phone. But at the very bottom would be the bride and groom's engagement photos, so it makes it very personalized. So that's what's pretty cool about that. So, or if you're at a bar, you can use this and put your own ads in there. So you go into a bar, you have a trivia night there, and let's say you want to get some sponsors for it, so then you can reach out to different places in the community, and you can sell advertising. Hey, I do a trivia night every night at Joe's Bar, and I'd like to have you do some sponsorships and ad placements in it, And what this system allows you to do is be able to collectively collect data. So that way you can, let's say you do a month of this, and you can go, hey, I do a trivia night every Tuesday night at Joe's Bar. I have about 150 people interact with my trivia game nights, every Tuesday night at Joe's Bar. I would love to, put a $50 ad up on my screen here while people are playing this trivia game with your business on it. $50 is nothing to a business. They $50 a month for the ad, and you can go out and you can get 10, 12, 15, 20 ads, and 15 would be the most you could put up here. But say you get 15 companies at $50 a piece, you're looking at $750 just in advertising, plus your say you're charging $150 for a Tuesday night trivia. I mean, you're making $800, $900 on a trivia night, or at least one night. Not really. That's a month. So you go 3, 6. You're making $600 a month off the $150. Let's say you're charging. I'm just throwing numbers out there, and then another $700. So you're making another $1,400 a month in income. That's just a Tuesday night you going into a bar and doing a trivia night. And my system only runs $30 a month, so your cost is very low. And you can do prizes and things like that. So you could use this for a bar, you could use this for a wedding, you can add advertising into the system. And we'll show some of that. So that's what the sponsorships bar or ads does on the trivia at the very bottom. On each person's phone, every question it changes to a different ad. Okay, so points type. Are you 100 points, 1,000 points, 10,000 points person? Really, just multiples of it. It's really all the same kind of scoring. Progressive wrong answer removal, meaning eventually you get down to 50-50, but especially this really only works with the timer part. It's kind of pointless if you have a flat point worth. So as the timer goes down, you lose one of the wrong answers. As the timer goes down again, you lose another one of the wrong answers, and eventually you just have A and B, or C and D, or B and D, or whatever it is. However, that's the system. Highlight the herd, follow the herd. what follow the herd is on each answer bar, it shows you where people are answering. So it will give you like, hey, 15 of 30 of these people have picked this one, and it kind of inside the answer it will adjust and show you where people are answering. That way you can follow the herd or highlight the herd, what people think it is. Streak multiplier. So the more answers you get correct, the more points the people get. So eventually they become on fire, and you'll see their little leaderboard in the background be on fire. And it will say that. So the more answers they get in a row right, the faster, the more points they accumulate. They get a bonus for every single time they get answers correct in a row. So these are some of your settings. If you have ideas on what you want, home takes you back to this screen. And this is your template. So let's say you wanted to change the questions or topics. You could change your public name here, put it in a new topic format, get a new level of questions, and get a new selection of difficulty. And so that way you don't have to go changing your settings. Your settings up here still stay the same, but now you don't have to rebuild a new trivia. You just rebuild the topic or questions or wherever you need to do it. This is your template. Another option you can do is, let's say you wanted to choose a file to background. Let's say we wanted to use this. Let's say we wanted to use that as our background for our image now. So now we're going to save it and see now this is our background, and that will be the background during the game. So now we have our settings done. We have our questions built. And then we can go into questions and we can see what we're going to do. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to shrink this down. Go over here. Shrink this down. Now, when we have our game up, let's launch the wall. We're going to launch the wall, and this is going to come up. Our pop-up's going to come up, and then we're going to drag it to our window that we want. And now we can see that, hey, there's our public name. There's our public name right up here, 90s movies. And we can see I have the logo. Now you can change your logo too. Let's talk about changing logos. So let's say you're at a wedding and you have a monogram. You can come into here. Let's come over here. Let's make this bigger. Let's go here, make this bigger for you. So let's say you're at a wedding and you have you can put 10 logos in here. And right now I just have Green Hills Sports and Social, but you could add a bride and groom's monogram, and that way that will change to the on the launched wall here. Let's change it. You can see where the Sports and Social Green Hills is at. You can see that will change to whatever you want to put it. Whatever. But what that allows you to do. So let's say you're doing multiple trivia nights. Let's say you're doing. Let's say you have one place that wants their logo on there. So then you can get their logo, you can make it a PNG, make it a clear background, and then put their logo up there. So now their logo shows, and it also will show on their phone too. So what it allows it to do is make the bars or your event that you're at their own. So you could have the bride and groom's monogram up there, and and then you could start it. So it gives you the option to put 10 different logos up there, and then set the one that you want active. So let's say you're at 10 different bars during the week. You have 10 different logos, or maybe your logo. I highly suggest a 1600 by 1600 PNG with a transparent background. That way it looks nice and clean. You can see how clean that looks right here. So it works very well on that aspect of it. So we'll get back here. We'll close out. We don't need this anymore. So here's our host page, right? We're going to go back to. Let's shrink this. We're going to go back to the game. So now people you're on the microphone. Hey, scan my QR code. Once I get a player. I can start the game, but everybody scan the QR code, and on their phone, you're collecting all their data. So now, once you get a player, I'm going to scan the QR code with my phone. Here we go. I'll take my phone here, and we'll go here, and I'll put it up here, and we'll go here. So then it's going to have me put all the name in, everything I need to do. person. And you dial that thing way back. And agree to the terms and continue. So now, once I sign up, it will take me to, it'll look like this. And since I have selfie on, it's going to ask me to take a selfie. Sorry. And you see how I have the logo? The logo's on there too. So everything gets logoed. Apologies. Everything gets logoed. Okay, so now I'll take a photo. Use that photo. And so now it's in there. Okay. And then I'll adjust the photo as I see fit. Scroll up and join the trivia game. Now, once I had joined the trivia game, you can see on the host dashboard what has happened. It says moderating. So what we want to do, the biggest thing, we don't want people are a-holes, and we don't want anything inappropriate up on our screen. So we'll click moderating 1, and this will come up. So now we can set it. If you're at a wedding, you can obviously just have things auto approve, and you can turn on auto approve. And do you want to enable auto approve? Yes, and we can click enable, and now everything will get auto approved, and people just join up that way. But you know, if we're at a public setting, at a bar, you may want to be screening what people are people's selfies. So then we can approve or disapprove the selfie, put it up there. So we've approved it. So now that we've got a player in the game, we can actually play the game. So now, if on the ball, if we and let's shrink this over here, come back over here. If I click play, what will happen is click play. Now on the phone too, at the same time, you got the countdown happening, and the play. It's going to start. And so the phone has become the screen, and that's how it's working right now. Let's see, we can go here. We have that off, let's put that on. So now you can see the ads are at the bottom. You see how that works? And now the answer is, it's on their phone, the answer is. And then it tells them the answer. So, see how the background too? The background is the same background as the card, which is the same background as the screen. So everything syncs up. Logos, all the logos line up. So we have no, I'm really not playing. Oh, play the Keanu Reeves did. So now I'm going to select Keanu Reeves, and we'll get through the answer here, and it will do its thing. So right now it's in auto mode. If it was in live mode, we could be on our phone. I mean, not live mode, but manual mode. We could be on our phone on the same website. You log in the same way, and you just click in advance. Now you can see I'm up on the leaderboard. There's my selfie, and we can make this bigger if you want to see it. Let's pull this to the front. So now we'll pull this to the front. So now you can see, and kind of, I want to put those together, but now you can see logo. People that missed it can still scan to join. Everything's showing up on the phone. And I believe it's a Bronchosaurus, but anyway, I believe it was. So, anyway, and it's everything's showing up on the phone all at the same time. So you can run trivia that way. So that's kind of how that works, and then you can get out of it. So, if you have questions, I mean, it makes it very easy. You can collect all this data too. I can show you how to do that. if you have questions. And basically, yeah, it's basically running a trivia game. And you can, so basically what you could have here, the idea is you could have 2 cards going. You could have another card while you're sitting here doing this. You could start another trivia game, have another card off to the side here. Let's just do this, and let's, so we have this trivia game running. Say we have it running in auto mode. So my bad. I want to come over here. I want to make this bigger, that's why. And I want to, there we go. So let's say we're going to do, I don't know, NFL football. Let's just do Super Bowl, Herbal Trivia. And this is going to be template 2, maybe. I don't know, whatever we want to call it. 1 round, let's do Super Bowl history. Let's do, say you're doing a Super Bowl party, and you're there an hour or 2 hours before the game. You got multiple screens going. You got the pregame showing over here, but on these other small screens, let's say you want to get some advertising dollars in. So now you have a chance to run some trivia games during that system, and you can, let's say we're going to make it, let's just do high school. Still make it easy, and then we're going to generate this trivia. So while this is working, we have our other trivia still going. You can kind of see what's going on here. Shrink, we'll view that. That's still running on the other screen up there. Okay, so now we've got two trivia games ready to go. So now in this one we can do all of our settings, set this one up the way we want. Same thing again, and we can see where we're at with this one. We're at what, 8 of 10 questions or whatever it is. So we can have this other one ready to go. Let's say we had it all set up and ready to go, and then we can launch it, and we can drag this one up here once this one's done and be scanning ready to go. We hit the thing in the corner, it makes a full screen. And so the other trivia ended, and we drug this up there. We have this one ready to go. People scan this. They don't have to sign up again. You've already collected their data. So then they just take a selfie again and go, and you're able to, because maybe they want to change their selfie. I didn't make it so that it remembers their last selfie. Maybe if you're not running selfies, but I think it's just nice. People want to see their face up on the screen, and it makes the leaderboard fun too. So you could come here. We'll drag this out of the way. Let's, where's this one go? Because we lost the other one. There we go. So we're at our 10 of 10 questions here now. Let's move this one out of the way. Close that up. So we can see we're gonna hit blah, 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 Black Man in Black, I believe that is. And now we're gonna go into leaderboard, and it will go into if there was 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. And there you go. And see, that's what makes it cool. Like, hey, and if you had a 3rd place person, it would show them, and then it would go 2nd place, and it would show them, and then it would go. And then once again, everything's logoed. So you get a nice logo there, So if you're at a bar, it's just, you can go, hey, I'm not going to be showing any, your logo will be up on the screen, and you can next thing, the computer, let's say you have, if you had more than one round, you could click the move on to the next round, or you can click close it, and people can scan it, and makes it so that you can run trivia games. And so let's say we ran a trivia game. Let's see what some of this other stuff we can do. Let's kind of, no, wrong one. Let's turn that off. So now let's say we want to go into here, and we can change how we want our guests to sign up. Let's say we want to, always have the first name. You always need their first name. Let's say you don't want their last name. Let's say you don't want their email address. Let's just say you're running some SMS type of marketing. So you can just want to click their phone number, so you can text, so you can send out a mass text, maybe Monday nights or Tuesday during the day. Hey, you would join us for trivia tonight at Joe's Bar. So you can shoot out that mass text to everybody. You can collect, if maybe you're doing a mailer or you want to do some mailing. Let's say you want their age and you want to be able to block under 18 or block under 21. You're at some event where you need to be able to do that. So you can set the age groups that you block everybody under 21. You can turn that on, and now everybody under 21 when they sign up. Now you go, well, what if they just scan it again and give them a different birthday? It blocks their device. So and then you can go into here. You can go into here at a later date. Once you delete their profile, it will delete their device block too. So that way, now anybody under 21, if they try signing up again, they can't. It's going to say your device is blocked. You cannot join the system, and that'll be that. So now, granted, they could probably go to an iPad or somebody else's phone and do it, but I mean, at least you made all the efforts to try. And now they're just circumventing stuff. There's not a whole lot you can do on that. But if you want to change your email, change your password for the system. Guest loyalty. So what guest loyalty is? Let's say you are you're running trivia at different bars or bar, and you want to keep track of people coming in. So guest loyalty, what it does is it tracks how many times people have joined your system, and then it puts little badges on their profile. So when they show up on these screens up here, let's put this back up, right up here, down here in this corner right here, where my thing is at, would be a badge saying visit number 10 or visit number 15, and you get the more times you show up, the more the person gets the little badges. You might not need that. Let's say you're at a festival and you're not gonna be collecting. You can turn that system off. So you can turn that off right here. Now that doesn't show up at all. Now it still collects the data. Okay, this is where it really gets cool. So let's say you can add there's three different terms in here. There's FanInteract's terms. There is, let's say you need to add the bar's terms, the bar that you're at, their terms. So you can have different, let's say you're running 10 different venues. Each you're doing, I don't know, 2 different trivia games a night. Let's say you do a 6 to 8 one at bar A, and you're doing a 8:30 to 10:30 at bar B. And so you need different terms for different venues. You can have 10 different venues in here on 10 different terms, and you can select the one you want and save it, or upload it, save, and then you can go into default terms, and you can the one that's highlighted here. If there was more than just sports and social in here, you'd see it. You just select that one, and that becomes the venue-specific terms. Okay, but let's say you need your own terms too. So everybody's too happy nowadays. So we're going to go to host terms. Host terms are going to be your terms, like as the DJ itself. So that way, when people sign up and they have to check mark that box. Obviously, FanInteract has to be approved for that. But then you can set the bar's terms and your terms. That way, if anybody says, well, I never signed up for you to send me a text message. Yes, you did. You agreed to these terms. So that's simple. And that's just basically covering everybody for what you need. So pretty cool that you can do terms and conditions like that. So guest lead management. So if you have guest loyalty on and you click clear all guest data, all that's going to do is clear it's not going to delete the guest profiles. It's just going to delete all the useless names not needed for the system. Let's say in a trivia game. If you're running a trivia game, and at the end of the week, you should probably do, if you have loyalty on, make sure loyalty's on, and you can clear all the event data that you don't need anymore. That way, when you export your PDF or you export your CSV, you're not collecting the last week's prior data. You're just collecting the week that you're using data, but you're not collecting profile data. Does that make sense? So you have a guest profile that's keeping track of like all their interactions and all their times they've come to the bar and things like that. when if you have guest loyalty on, that profile is going to stay there because we need it to stay there to keep track of every time that they come. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. So that's what that does. Now, if guest loyalty is on, let's say you're at a festival, if you clear this, it's going to delete the profile and it's going to delete the guest data, whatever is on that aspect of it. So that works. You can export the lead as a CSV, so you can input it into Excel or Google Sheets or whatever. You can export it as a PDF. Managing billing, that takes you to swipe, I believe. And it will take you to swipe, and you can, if you hate the system, you can unsubscribe. So that's basically what happens in here. And it's the same for all the collection of everything. And if you have questions, you can always shoot me a thing. Okay, slideshows. So let's say you just want to create a slideshow wall. Let's say you just want to run slideshow with either the bride and groom's. Let's see, you've collected a ton of pictures. You can upload these pictures in time at the show and be putting all the pictures of the people having a great time up on the screen. You can just run a slideshow. You can add a QR code to any picture that you want that allows people to scan it, put their data in. So let's say you're running a slideshow and you want to put a slide of your business up there. So you can just create a QR code. That's what create a new ad is. Create that QR code, put it on the picture, put the picture in your slideshow. Now, anybody goes, oh man, this DJ was great. We want to make sure he has our information. You can put that right there at the bride and groom's wedding. It's showing pictures every 10, 15 pictures of what's going on. Interjects your little thing with the QR code, and then, oh man, this DJ was great. Scan the QR code, then you can get that potential client's information. This works for anything across the board. Let's say you're at a bar and they're just running a slideshow and they scan the QR code. We all know what QR codes are at this point. So it all works, and you can make that announcement, hey, scan the QR code if you're interested in XYZ. Or maybe maybe the bar's marketing wants you to promote Christmas parties or holiday parties, and so then you can make a nice slide up for them. Take 5-10 minutes, make a nice slide up for them, or they send you over at the image they want. Well, now you can put a QR code on there, and at the end of the night or end of the week, you can send their marketing team, hey, here's all the names I collected from your ad that ran during my bar night. What you're doing is you're providing value to companies. You're making yourself more valuable. Now you're not just running a trivia night. You're providing them potential leads. And that's going to make a huge difference in retaining you. Like, oh, well, damn, during this month that DJ Joe was at Joe's bar here, or DJ Schmucky was at Joe's bar here. Well, he got us 30 leads and 10 of them booked. I mean, you can't not see the power in that. So, because you're collecting all that data. So what else can we get? So the slideshows would show up here on this card right here. It would be this card. So let's say that you want to do a fan zone wall. So what a fan zone wall is let's take this and do that, and let's shrink this down here. Let's move this out of the way so we can do that. So what a fan zone wall is, it's basically, let's launch this one. You can create a fan zone wall. It allows people to text to the wall. So once again, so now we've got a fan zone. So you're like, well, how does this work for a wedding? Well, you could put a 50-inch TV behind where everybody signs up at, it's the guest registry. And what this will allow you to do now is people can scan the QR code when they come in, take a selfie, put a little selfie on the wall and you can see, in fact, you can see the loyalty system is in effect on this one. You can see we have the loyalty badges going on, and okay, this person, all these people, was their first visit to Sports and Social for the college game day. But now that, and you can see, yeah, these were all people that I ran this at Sports and Social for the college game championship game, and you can see what people put up on the wall, and so people can upload a picture. You can make the background a picture with whatever you want. You can see, how it all kind of works. A lot of first-time visitors there, and they had a great time. So, but for weddings, let's say you put a nice wedding background up on here. You can download a nice type of different color background. You have a 50-inch screen behind the sign-up table. This you can run an HDMI to this, or you can even run this on a Chrome stick. Put that in the TV and just drag over this screen here, the main screen showing the slides to that screen. You can just put that up as a main, and there's the ad injection system kicking in, so you can turn that on or off. So on the slideshow, so it makes it so. Anyway, so yeah, that could be like at a wedding. That could be a bride and groom's one of their engagement photos. So people scan it. People come in. Oh, scan the QR code, take a selfie, and now they're up on the screen. At the end of the night, you can come over here and you can export the guest book as a PDF, and now this whole thing, each one of these is a page. And see, the QR code's gone. Each one of these is a page that the bride and groom could print and use that in her wedding album if they want. So once again, several things have happened here. We've collected all potential future clients' names. So anybody that scanned this, you have the names. So now you can go through and market to these people. You can, and now you've given another little level of thing to your client, the bride and groom, of something that they could use in their wedding album. So now it's taken the QR code off. It's just left. So the Sports and Social logo would be their monogram. The background would obviously be different, but hopefully you get the idea of how that works. And then you just save that as a PDF, and then send it over to the client, and then they can do with it what they want. And you've collected all the names of the people involved too. So same thing at a bar. Let's say you're pending here. Let's go into pending. Everything has to get approved. So this is moderation. You don't want inappropriate stuff up on your screen. And you can see you can delete posts. You can reject. I've rejected some of these people I didn't want to put. And you can click on this, and you can see penis on his face. So I didn't want that up on my wall at Sports and Social. So I disapproved that post. I didn't want political stuff up on my wall at Sports and Social. So I rejected that. So you can kind of see how this was. A post come in, you approve them, disapprove them. It tells you, what their message was. So it works. Everything gets moderated. I'm going to probably make this two videos. I've showed you two portions of technically three. I don't really think I need to show you slideshow wall. It's kind of self-explanatory in how it all works. So yeah, so now you can see how once we kicked into this, we can remake this bigger. That's just a browser thing. There's not a whole lot I can do to change that, but you can always come down here into the corner. The little button there will take you in and out of full screen mode, so it's really nice. One of the first things you should always do is set your secondary screen, this one over here, to 1920 by 1080, else things will look off. I probably shouldn't put that up on the wall, but anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, you can kind of see what's going on. This is a JD here, and I'm 45 minutes into this. Two of the sections done, and hopefully this kind of points in the right direction to answer some questions. Feel free to shoot me messages if you're interested in the system. I'm not looking to make a fortune on this. Like I say, $30 a month. You're collecting a lot of data, and if you have questions on this, what it does, you can always ask. There's the prize wheel system. I'm working on basketball games. That's gonna be cool. That's not up and running yet, but it will be cool. And then working on and then live polls is active too, so you can poll your audience too. So let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, thanks.